Everybody in this room wants two things. Everybody wants to be successful and everybody wants to be happy. But I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna change your mindset. I ain't got no more than none of y'all got. God gave me the same thing he gave y'all. He don't love me more than he loved you. But you have got to change your mindset. If you think that they're gonna mail this money to your house, you're dead wrong about that. If you want to be successful, you got to change your mind, and you're going to have some faith.
My mentor said, learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. I got the message. Then he added, if you work hard on your job, you can make a living. If you work hard on yourself, you could make a fortune. I had never heard that kind of philosophy. He said, success is something you attract by the person you become. Success is not something you pursue. Success is something you develop, something you become. You attract success. To attract attractive people, you must be attractive. To attract committed people, you must be committed. So the whole key to unlock all the treasures is by your own personal development. And then he added one more, which is so important. Here it is. What you become is much more valuable than what you get. The major question to ask on the job is not what am I getting here. The major question to ask on the job is what am I becoming here? Because what you become attracts. If you become cynical, you attract cynicism. So this whole subject of personal development was so vitally important to me. I was a millionaire by age 31. And that was just the economic part of it. It was unbelievable.
To me, success is like knowing the combination to a lock. If you know the combination to a lock, it doesn't matter if you're male or female, you're 55 or you're 16, your IQ is 150 or your IQ is 93. And the problem is most of us are going through life and we don't know the combination. And if you know a system always produces a predictable result. And so I want to share with you the basics of a system that works. No matter what you're starting out at, wherever you are, it will work for you. Now, the promise I always make people is threefold. If you do this work and you apply it to your life, and the key is apply it, not just listen to it. Now, Jim Rohn says you can't hire other people to do your push-ups for you. I love that quote. There are things that no one else can do for you. So the first principle building on that says you must take 100% responsibility for your life and your results. And what that means is you have to give up all blaming, all looking out at the world and saying, well, if the world were different, then I would be better off. We go through all these things where we say, if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for the war, if it wasn't for him, if it wasn't for her, then my life would be working perfectly. But there's a little formula I learned. It says E plus R equals O. What that stands for are the events in your life, you have a response to them, and that creates outcomes. For example, if I put $200 in front of you and you go out and party with it, but if I put that $200 in front of you, that's the event, your response is you invested, so now your net worth went up. Same event, different responses. Basically, it's not what people say to you, it's not what they do to you. And if you want a different outcome, because E plus R equals O is like 2 plus 2 equals 4, responsibility means you have the ability to change your response to something other than what you're currently doing. So basically, we are responsible to change our behavior until we get the outcomes we want. A friend of mine during the first Gulf War was a Lexus dealer, and people stopped coming in to buy Lexuses. They were all watching CNN and CNBC, and plus we were having a minor recession, so people were holding on to their discretionary income. He said to his staff, E plus R equals O. There's a war, our responses, we've been doing the same thing. We better do something different. So they tried 4 things. They said, if the people aren't coming to us, let's take cars to where they are. And how many of you have ever test driven a new luxury car and then got back in your old car? Well, they ended up selling over 60% of the people they did that with a new car within 2 weeks. And if you keep experimenting like that, you'll find the R that works, but you have to be willing to take a risk. And the reason most of us don't do that is we don't want to feel uncomfortable, because all new things require discomfort.